Imagine this. You spend 10 years earning your black belt, thousands of hours, thousands of dollars. You sacrifice weekends, you miss birthday parties, and you train through injuries. And then you finally earn it. Until one day you stop paying your annual dues, then suddenly you're no longer recognized as a black belt. Think about that for a second. Today we're diving into one of the most controversial topics in martial arts. Not techniques, not styles, the belt system itself.
Welcome to Coach's Corner. Where host, coach, and martial art instructor Travis Williams and special guests discuss philosophy, theory, and experience of being a coach.
Welcome back to Coach's Corner. This isn't a podcast about proving one style is better than another. It's about asking difficult questions that make us better martial artists, better coaches, and hopefully better people. Today we're asking, what does a belt actually represent? Because the answer may not be what you think. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. Colored belts aren't an ancient thing. They're actually a relatively modern invention. When Shihan Kano founded judo in the late 1800s, he wanted a simple way to distinguish beginners from advanced students. Originally, there weren't 10 different belt colors, no stripes, no junior black belts, just beginners and advanced practitioners. As martial arts spread around the world, instructors introduced additional belt colors because they solved a teaching problem. Students needed milestones. Instructors needed organization. Belts weren't originally created to be trophies. They were created to communicate progress. But over time, their purpose began to change. Let's look at this from an instructor's perspective. Imagine teaching 30 students. Some started last week, some have trained for 15 years. Without a ranking system, how do you organize the class? Belts tell an instructor who needs fundamentals, who can handle advanced material, who can mentor beginners. They create structure. Now let's switch perspectives. As students, belts do something equally important. They give us hope. Martial arts takes years, sometimes decades, and without milestones and goals, people would quit. Every promotion says, you're improving, keep going. So belts absolutely have value. They're one of the greatest educational tools ever created, but that's only half the story. I'm a business owner and I work in upper management. So let's take off our martial arts hats for a minute and put on our business hats. Every business asks the same question. How do we keep customers coming back? Martial arts schools are no different. Now think about the belt system. There's always another goal, another stripe, another color, another dan rank, another seminar, another certification. From a business perspective, that is brilliant. And before anybody gets upset, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Businesses need reoccurring revenue to survive. Schools need students. Instructors deserve to make a living. The question isn't, do belts help retain students? Of course they do. The real question is, are promotions being awarded because they've been earned? Or because the business needs students to stay? That's where education and business can sometimes collide. Now let's go back to the question we opened with. If you earn a college degree, you don't lose it because you stop donating to your university. If you retire from the military, they don't take your medals away from you. History doesn't change. So why should martial arts be different? Personally, I think we've been confusing three completely different things. An earned rank, an organization's membership, and an instructor certification. Those aren't the same things. A black belt represents something you have already accomplished. Membership simply means you're currently affiliated. Teaching certification means you've met the standards to represent that organization and to teach. Maybe we've been treating those three things all as one, when they should be separate. At the end of the day, I don't think belts are the problem. I don't think testing fees are the problem. I don't even think businesses are the problem. The real issue is integrity. Every promotion asks one question: what weighs more, revenue or standards? Every instructor eventually faces that decision. Do I promote this person because they're ready or because I'm afraid they'll quit if I don't? Integrity means having the courage to say, not yet. Because every belt that isn't earned makes every earned belt worth just a little bit less. So after looking at the history, the instructor's perspective, the student's perspective, the business side, and the ethics behind promotions, here's where I've landed. I don't think belts are good. I don't think belts are bad. I think belts are simply a tool, and like any tool, their value depends entirely on the integrity of the person using them. A belt should never become the goal. It should simply recognize the progress you've already made. Because the truth is, a white belt and a black belt have something in common. Tomorrow. Both still have something to learn. So maybe the better question isn't, what belt do you wear? Maybe it's, are you living up to what your belt is supposed to represent? Because at the end of the day, a belt doesn't make a martial artist. A martial artist gives meaning to the belt. Keep training, keep questioning, and never stop learning.